Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm Jay Roselle. WTF is up with the Cardinals. They have lost 3 straight games.
I have no idea. I tried reaching them for a comment, but they only had one thing to say.
What's that?
Shh.
I don't get it. Really.
I don't really know.
Alright, welcome to the show. We are WTF, aka the Wiffle Ball Task Force. And this is the only show you need to watch for anything HFWB Wiffle Ball related. On today's show, the Cardinals are falling, the Braves are rolling, and the Nationals actually show some potential. But we're going to start with the Cardinals. They've lost 3 straight games, and tomorrow night they have a rendezvous with Josh Longo and the Angels. What do you attribute their recent losing streak to?
Well, for number one, they had to face both CPD and Tom Tierney, your boy, Tom Tierney. Both are tough pitchers and tough matchups, and Zach Longo has been looking more and more like a number 2 pitcher rather than number 1, even though McKelvey's obviously the number 1.
You know, I think it's more of just the fact that they've run into some bad luck rather than they've been playing bad. You know, they did run into a great game by Colin Phillips, which in his recent start against the Reds, he was looking horrible. He was not throwing good strikes. And they, of course, ran into the Braves and Nick Giordano. And then also you have Tom Tierney, who's really showing potential as being one of the best starters in the game, as he had the 2-run, 6-inning game on that last Tuesday afternoon against the Cardinals.
Yeah, and Giordano's the only number 2 that they faced, and Giordano's a number 1 on any team but the Braves or the Cardinals.
Right, so I think it's more they've had bad luck and they've run into all the best pitchers in the game recently.
And it doesn't get any easier.
No, they have the Angels tomorrow and Josh Longo.
It's a pretty dangerous team, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I've heard the same. And we're going to go now from a team that's falling from grace to a team that is rolling, possibly to an undefeated season. The Braves are 7-0. What are their chances of going undefeated?
Well, if the Angels have anything to say about it, nothing. But their chances are pretty good. From here on out, the only teams I think have a legit shot at beating them would be the Angels once, if they can get Josh to start, and the Reds because they're scheduled to face CPD, my boy. And,
CPD. The CPD does not make sense. I hate the nickname. I mean, Colin Phillips, not giving any credit. But Colin Phillips got destructed in his last game against the Reds or against the Nationals. They got mercied by the Nationals. So I think that if Colin Phillips, if he can pitch like he did against the Cardinals again throughout the rest of the year, then the Reds will be good to go. You know, for the Angels' sake, for our sake, we hope that Colin Phillips can get it together for the Braves. But I don't know. He's been a little off lately.
it happens.
The
Nationals don't swing the bat, so it really was not a great matchup for Phillips.
No.
Going against Fuchs and the Nationals at Hesfield.
But again, now talking about the Nationals, you know, the Nationals actually mercied the Reds just this past Thursday at Hesfield, as we saw. The Nationals seem to be emerging as a sleeper team in the Lamb division. How do you feel about that?
Look, I mean, everyone knows that the Nationals had talent. That they're better than the record shows. They know that, and we know that. With that said, I did not see them beating the Reds, nor did I see them mercying the Reds, nor did I see them mercying CPD. But anyway, no, the Nationals are a legit threat. They're still not going to win more than 2 or 3 games this year, probably. But come playoff time, if they can put together the 1-2 tandem of O'Neill and Fuchs, they have a chance to beat any team in that division. So it's going to be dangerous.
So you said they could win 2 or 3 more games. I think they'll actually do a little better than that, because I think that they have. They're starting to come up with a good pitching staff. Tad O'Neill, he's an all-star now. He'll be pitching for the Lamb division. As long as he's throwing strikes, I mean, people don't seem to be hitting him. He's got overpowering fastball. And then you have Greg Fuchs, who's pretty much the same way. You know, as long as these guys can throw strikes, it's pretty much the same for any power pitcher in the game. As long as you can throw strikes, you can beat teams. And, you know, their hitting's even coming around. We've seen Seen quite a few home runs from them during the game versus the Reds. Even Brett Falso took Josh Long over yard against us. Plus, Greg Fuchs has really been coming along with his hitting lately. And I think that they'll definitely win probably 4 or 5 this year. That's what I'm thinking, 4 or 5.
Well, you can think that, but that's incorrect, actually.
Let me correct. They got 2 games against the Blue Jays. They have 1 game to go against the Colt 45s. And I think they can actually steal one from the A's coming up this week.
It's possible, but not with Tierney on the mound, I don't think. He's pretty LO, if you know what I mean. Lights out. O'Neill, I'm going to admit I haven't seen him throw yet, but it sounds like he throws a lot of balls. You know, he's a fast pitcher. Yes, he's a fast pitcher, but he doesn't throw a lot of strikes, kind of like Phillips. But we'll see if he can get his control under control. Then, like I said, they definitely have the pieces that they need to, at a minimum, push a series to 3 games and screw up either the Pirates or the Cardinals' lineup come championship time. But they're legit. I said that from the beginning.
Yeah, I think either way, just like the A's might be in the Hess playoffs, the Nationals are probably the team that neither one of those top seeds want to face first round in the playoffs.